inocentes que solo huyen de una dictadura, de una tiranía asesina comunista.
How the economy is going to growing. Maybe it has to close.
Like so many other Venezuelans, she cheered when Donald Trump was elected, now terrified of being deported.
What in the fucking Jesus? Oh yeah? Cubanos, how's that going for you guys? Literally, you guys were on fucking national television putting fucking bullshit like this out there. That is hilarious. Because literally what I said earlier, you guys thought you were light-skinned enough and white-skinned enough to go ahead and get a free fucking pass. And you thought that you would be the pick-me that they would give an exception to. Not even the case. And then more. Ridiculous, right?
Several months later.
Y mira qué pasó. And now you want to act all big and bad and be like, no, we have the paper. Not anymore. Because you know that there's a racist piece of shit that's sitting on that goddamn podium, that sits in that goddamn office, who says you guys are never going to be good enough, no matter how much you hard to try. And the fact that the American dream was never your dream at all whatsoever. It was literally the racist fucking people that run this goddamn country. That's what the dream was made for. It wasn't made for anyone else. So there you go. Enjoy Cuba. And I hope you guys literally learn from this lesson. Because clearly you guys have to learn through fucking experience. And to all the other Latinos that voted from Nicaragua, anyone who voted for them, Haitians, Venezuela, enjoy going back to your country because you never were and never will be part of the American dream.
So this is what I'm trying to understand here. What did Cubans who voted for Trump think? Did they think they were special? Did they think that Trump, who had been saying for months, even years, that TPS was not a legal way to come into the country, who thought that everybody from Latin America was munching of the government, who talked about the largest deportation in history, was going to just look the other way when it came to Cubans? Because what? Because they're special? These are the same Cubans that for a while kept talking about Mexicans and Central Americans and South Americans and saying that we were munching of the government for some weird reason, when most immigrants don't munch of the government because they don't even have a social security number. But well, I digress. The point is this. The guy told you straight up what he was going to do. And you thought you were exempt of whatever measure he wanted to take. And you didn't care about the rest of the people that were going to get hurt. And you still don't. And now you're crying on social media saying that they're illegally taking the people that he promised to pardon you if you had, like, some guys, or say, like, if you had a college degree, then, or you were going to school. What do they think? That the rest of us don't have education, or that the rest of us don't speak multiple languages? We do. And most of us work hard and have an organized life. It's not like Cubans are the exception to everybody else. That's what happens. When you feel you're special like this, for no valid reason whatsoever, then when reality sets in, it feels like a brick right across your face. So you're in the find out phase. Because you guys voted for this, and you guys supported this. You guys supported a guy who put the embargo back on your island. And now the people that you have down there are suffering. Now you can't go visit him anymore. And on top of that, you're getting deported over there. So you voted for the guy who set up the embargo to send you back again to that embargo that you escaped from. So don't come crying. I'm Alex. This is my rant, and I'm out.
NBC News has now learned the Trump administration is preparing a list of places where it might deport migrants if their home countries will not accept them back. That's all according to 3 sources familiar with those plans. The specific details, though, they're still unclear, but Trump has repeatedly promised to carry out what he calls the largest deportation operation in American history once he takes office. NBC News Homeland Security correspondent Julia Ainsley joins us now with more on her exclusive reporting. Julia, first, just reporter to reporter, my hat is completely off to you for all the late-breaking details you've managed to get about this new plan, which a lot of us are unclear about how it would actually work. So which countries are on the list?
Yeah, Morgan. Well, as a reporter, sometimes we find these details and we don't exactly know the how. We just know what they're talking about. And in this case, they're talking about sending migrants who were arrested in the United States back to the countries of Turks and Caicos, Panama, Grenada, and the Bahamas, even though these migrants are not from there. This is their workaround when there are lots of migrants in this country from countries that won't take them back. Places like Venezuela, places like Cuba, China takes back very few of their migrants. So this would mean taking those nationals who are in the United States and putting them on planes to those countries. It's unclear if they would be able to work there, if they'd be able to stay there permanently in a legal way. But we understand that that is the list the Trump administration is working on right now. They're trying to grow that list, and they're talking to these countries now to see if they can get to an agreement to be able to take back these people simply because the Trump administration wants to be able to deport someone within 1 week of arresting them. This is their way to be able to carry out these plans for mass deportations and keep the numbers high without having a massive backlog within ICE detention here in the United States.
You know, within 1 week of arresting them, I mean, that's pretty quick. But what's interesting, Julia, is it feels like past is prologue here because we've seen an element of this before. I mean, Mr. Trump had a similar policy to this during his first term. Back in 2019, his administration sent migrants to Guatemala and they didn't even know where they were going. So how did that play out?
Yeah, that's right. We didn't get to see exactly what the full force of that policy could look like because COVID-19 happened and they started blocking migrants from crossing the border at all. But in the end of 2019, we saw the first flight. There was a Honduran man who was sent back to Guatemala. We were told by him and others who made that same journey, they didn't even know where they were going. They got on a flight thinking, okay, we might be going somewhere else in the United States. Perhaps we're being deported back to our home country. Instead, they were taken to Guatemala because Guatemala had an agreement with the United States to start taking back migrants who weren't from those countries. This is something Trump has done in the past. He can put pressure on these countries, either diplomatically, through tariffs. We know a lot of the countries on the list depend a lot on U.S. tourism right now. And so this is their way to try to really fully flex that policy, even though they were sued for it in the last administration.
All right. Julia Ainsley from our D.C. Bureau there. Excellent reporting, Julia. Thank you.
Directamente voy a votar por Donald Trump. Ay, 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 por Dios. Ay, por Dios. Yo voy a votar.
Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
You're undocumented, and you support Donald Trump.
I support Donald Trump for the economy.
Two Hispanic families with mixed legal status in Houston with two different takes on President-elect Donald Trump's return to the White House. This is the Espinosa's first gathering since Trump's win.
How many of you fear that deportation could impact your family?
Cesar Espinosa, a husband and father, was a DACA recipient until this summer when he got a green card. His sister and brother-in-law are DACA recipients. His sister-in-law is a green card holder, and the rest of his family here are U.S. citizens. Some who are not present are undocumented.
You're a green card holder. Your wife is a U.S. citizen. Why are you afraid of deportation?
I just became a green card holder after 33 years of being in this country. I don't think people understand the fear. It's a constant shadow hanging over our heads.
What was your reaction to Donald Trump winning?
I cried a lot. It was emotional. Have my family, like, if they're gonna be here or they're not gonna be here, and how do you tell all of our kids? Like, my nephews, they're also our kids.
To tell people that this doesn't live in kids and children's mind and teenagers and young adults' life is a lie.
Gelacio Velasquez is an undocumented mechanic who has worked in Houston for 25 years.
Oh.
He plays in this park with his two U.S. citizen children, ages 5 and 9, and stands by Donald Trump.
So you support Donald Trump because of the economy?
For the economy, yes.
But you don't support the anti-immigrant rhetoric?
I'm not support the anti-immigrant action.
Do you support his mass deportations?
No, it's not human.
Are you afraid that you could be deported in this mass deportation?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Espinosa runs a migrant advocacy group and says many people are afraid and have called him in tears.
I think there's a heightened sense of fear.
Explain why Latino men are going to Trump.
Democrats forget the promise when these guys are in the office in Washington. The Latinos want a better nation.
Espinosa believes some of the Latino support for Trump was a vote against the prospect of the first black female president.
There's still a lot of machismo. There's still a lot of misogyny. And something that we need to say aloud is there's a lot of anti-blackness.
Velázquez says he hopes Trump finds compassion for immigrant fathers like him who are not criminals.
If you get deported, would you regret your support to Donald Trump?
No me arrepentiría.
He's saying that he wouldn't regret supporting Donald Trump. So you're really not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your children and the future of your children.
Yes, I want the better for my children.
Cesar says he feels guilty for bringing so much uncertainty to his family.
What's it like for you to see your wife go through this and the emotions that she's going through?
I apologize to her a lot. We fell in love right away, and we got married almost right away, because when you know, you know.
We asked Velázquez and Espinosa the same final question.
Do you have a plan in case you get deported?
I respect that decision. I leave the country. I'm not come back.
There is a plan. We've talked about it openly with our family.
Turns out these two Hispanic families with two different takes on Trump's win have the same plan if they get deported. They would go to Mexico as a family.
Vote Donald Trump. Okay, right, guys, I'm not here to mock them, right? I'm just trying to enjoy the music. It's kind of a good piece, you know. I love the music. Anyway, Trump said he was going to do what Trump said he's going to do. Just like I said severally in my videos, Trump is a man of his word. Whatever he said he's going to do, Trump is going to keep up with it. So the Trump administration moves to end temporary status for 530,000 Cubans, Venezuelans, and other nationalities. So according to Trump administration, this move is to end temporary legal status for more than 530,000 people who arrived in the U.S. from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela through the Biden-era temporary parole programs. According to a federal register document posted on Friday, the parole program set to end on April 24th, 30 days after the document is expected to be officially published in the Federal Register on Tuesday. People who had parole under these programs must depart the United States before their parole termination date, the document said. Okay, Trump, this guy said he's going to do whatever he said he's going to do. And now he's keeping up with the war. You guys intentionally went and voted for him, right? Anyone has the right to vote whatever they want to vote. And I've said it in several of my videos that people shouldn't be, people have the right to vote whoever they want to vote, whether it's a Democrat, whether it's a Republican, it doesn't matter. These are free will choices, right? You vote whoever you want to vote, and whatever comes with it, you are solely responsible for it. So now, after voting this guy against your own interests, and now that is directly affecting you, you all are crying now. You guys, no, come on now, let's not just overflow this. We are not kids, right? I don't know what people keep doing the same thing and they think they're going to get a different outcome. It just doesn't happen that way. What do you guys think? I would like you to share your thoughts in the comment section.
La FAFO Cubano. It's not that these fuckers didn't think the leopards would eat their face. They thought they were fucking leopards. Earlier this week, the Trump administration removed a program that Biden had implemented that allowed temporary legal status of immigrants from Cuba, Venezuela, and Nicaragua. The program, implemented by Biden, worked that you had to be vetted, work here, and have a financial sponsor. Trump decided no go. And 530,000 people who came here for temporary legal status to work are now going to have to leave. Their status has been revoked and they will have 30 days to get the fuck out. So the Cubans for Trump, how'd this work out for you? That red wave that went through Florida, you could ride that bitch all the way back to Cuba. We tried to fucking tell you. I don't understand. Folks from Cuba that want to avoid an authoritative communistic regime like Castro somehow gravitate to the fucking Republicans. Look at these fucking assholes down here. Look at these flags on this fucking boat. You think that Trump in any way is going to help anyone that's not white? Cubans aren't light enough. To Trump and the people in power, you're nothing but la cucarachas.
Don't forget to hit on the like button, hit on the notification bell button as not to miss any of my videos, and also do me the honor and subscribe to this channel. Okay, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a great day.